Hello, my name is Zoe the Psychic. Welcome to your tea leaf reading. Today we're going to look at messages that are coming through the tea leaves and the tarot cards and oracle cards for you from the universe, whatever your guides have to say about you or for you. And you're going to choose between two cups. So there's cup number 1. It's got these white roses on it, really pretty. And the card is the rabbit and the fox. Or cup number 2. And this is the white owl. So take a deep breath. Think about which one is calling out to you the most. Really tune into your intuition. Pause this video if you need to, and then you're going to jump to the timestamp that I've listed in the description below to get to your video. Remember that the future is not set in stone. Everything is subject to change, but the things I'm going to be mentioning in this video are the paths that you're currently on, what is currently playing out for you, and just whatever is coming through. And also, if you do not resonate with something, that's fine. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is a general reading. This is not meant to resonate with every single person in the entire universe. But if you're here and you've clicked on this video, then you are in the right place. There is definitely going to be something for you in this reading. Remember, you can always book a reading with me if you would like to dive deeper. I do have tea leaf readings on my website. You're welcome to book that. And also, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below with whichever group you choose. Okay, let's get to it. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Welcome group number 1. So if you chose the rabbit and the fox, and you chose this beautiful teacup right here with the white roses, then you are in the right place. Let's start by seeing what the universe has in store with you or for you. And I want to first look at the energy I'm getting just from the leaves in this cup. Okay, I am immediately seeing that there is someone that has grief. I'm seeing grief. It feels like somebody is grieving in your life, and maybe you don't really know what to make of it, or you don't know how to fully support them. Interesting. Remember, not everything may resonate with you. This is a collective general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. This is just the messages for you that come through. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of this person is very prominent in your life. I'm seeing someone very prominent in your life. There's a feeling of like maybe that they're not being upfront about their feelings for you. It feels like you don't really know where they stand. I'm already just getting the leaves telling me like hush, hush, as if that stranger's telling you to just like stop asking questions, stop searching for more. We'll look deeper into this, but this is the energy I'm getting. Okay. I feel like you're naturally a very generous person. You're somebody who is going to feel when people are having a tough day. You're going to feel when they're down, and it's really hard for you just not to care. You know, it's hard for you sometimes to give people space if you know something's really upsetting them. I'm seeing that you're very gifted, and that I also feel like you're just very generous. You're very giving. You know, that's the rabbit and the fox energy there. But I'm also seeing gifts coming towards you through the leaves. This is a very soft energy, very gentle. It feels very loving. This reading, it feels, is going to be very soothing. I'm getting the soothing energy from the reading already. Okay, let's let the leaves seep and cool down so I can actually drink it without burning my tongue off. And in the meantime, we're going to see who this reading might be for. Okay, so I have Saturn, which could be Aquarius, Capricorn. I have the 5th house, which could be Leo. And I also have Aquarius again. So Aquarius, Leo, and Capricorn energy. This could be your sun, moon, or rising sign. This doesn't have to be the case, but these are energies that I see coming up for you. It also might be that your Saturn is currently in the 5th house. And it also could be that your Saturn is in Aquarius. This could mean some challenges in your sex life. You might feel like there's some friction or tension going on. It might feel like you're putting a lot of effort or hard work into trying to have a sex life, but it might feel like things aren't being reciprocated. Aquarius isn't the most intimate sign. It's not known to be as reciprocating and caring. And so this is giving me this energy of like, you're trying to have fun, you're trying to let go, you're trying to be yourself, and you're trying to embrace your sexuality. And embrace the fun. I also feel like you want to explore more, but it's almost like something's holding you back from this. So we shall see what that's about. I feel like you're trying really hard, like you're a natural giver in relationships and in your sex life. It feels like you might try to be the one to put in a lot of effort or give. And you like it. You like the feeling of giving. You like pleasing. You like feeling like you're making someone feel good. But I also feel like it might not be balanced. It might feel like things are kind of uneven as far as if you're with a sexual partner and they don't want to fully give the same way or give back to you. So you might feel some frustration there. This might also indicate that you feel this need to have children or be around children, but it feels like there is some kind of block with that. So we're going to see how this goes. And I'm also going to pull another card. Okay, we have adapt. So it might feel like things in your life are just, currently it feels like you're kind of just accommodating other people is what I'm getting. I feel like you're accommodating people. It's like you're trying really hard to fit into what other people want. And it's like you're not even honoring yourself and your own needs. But I feel like you have so much to offer. You're such a kind-hearted person. You have such a genuine soul. And it's like you're not actually able to do what you want. It's almost like you're afraid to ask for it. I'm hearing like you're afraid to be who you are because somebody might not accept it, or you feel like you have to kind of go by other people's playbook or by their own standards rather than your own. So I think it's really going to be about finding how you can make these changes, but also like find a middle ground, you know? Don't adapt so much and change so much of yourself and that you're not meeting your own needs. Because I feel like there's this need to give, there's this need to relinquish some things about yourself, and it almost feels like the power that you have, it doesn't feel like power at all, because it's almost like you're morphing it to fit another person. I also feel like a lot of you could be chameleons. You could kind of adapt to the people you're with. You don't necessarily stay the same all the time, and you're really open to being flexible. Like, you know, you're not the same person with certain people, and you kind of embrace that side of yourself. So that's really beautiful as well. I feel like the relationships in your life, the situations in your life, we're going to see a lot of this in the tea leaves, because this is basically a theme in your life right now, is that you give so much, you adapt to other people, you're changing, you're working on like being the chameleon, the person you need to be, but you have to make sure that this shift is who you are, not who other people want you to be or for other people. So there might feel the need to people please. You might feel the need to you know, do more than you really have to make other people happy, but put yourself last. And we can't have that, can we? No, we can't. I also feel this need to like do the impossible. It's like you're giving so much of your energy, your time, like you have to realize how much you're actually giving and also be ready to receive from other people. Remember, it goes both ways. Other people need to adapt and align themselves with your path as well. You should not be the only one going out of your way to change. I really see you kind of finding your flow. There's a need to kind of find this flow in a relationship, something that has maybe been stagnant. I'm getting that you need to find a way to be in tandem with this person. It feels like maybe things have been off, maybe you kind of been butting heads, but this is your time to grow and grow with them, not against them, you know? This also might be a symbol of the fact that you might need to change. You know, you might need to change some things about yourself in order to get to where you want to be. But I'm getting less of that. That might resonate with some of you, but I'm mostly getting that you're currently in this situation where you might be adapting more than you need to be. Okay, let's get to the tea. So as I sip, I'm going to meditate and really tune in to the energies I'm feeling about you. I'm tasting a release, like something that has been building up for a while. It feels like a sigh, like I'm tasting a sigh. It might feel like there has been a rising tension, but it feels like you can just let go. You can let go and just surrender to it now. You no longer have to go against someone or a situation you're in. Yeah, I'm tasting like a relaxation. You might find yourself needing to relax or finding yourself in a calmer headspace now. Almost like everything you've been working towards that was so stressful or building up, it just feels like a release now. Like you can finally take a deep breath after just feeling so frustrated for a long time. It's almost like a vacation. I'm already sensing like a celebration. Just through the taste, I can already taste like this festivity. It might feel like you have to celebrate something. Let's see. Ooh, this is a very noisy cup. I'm actually hearing music, lots of music. I don't know if you're a musician, but it feels like you're going to be around musicians or music. I keep seeing a harp. It almost feels like harmony is just coming into play, but for some reason it feels like it's harmony within chaos. So it can feel like the rest of your life is so messy, but you're so aligned spiritually. I also feel like you might thrive under pressure, like you might thrive under a little chaos. You're the kind of person that I could see you having like chaos magic, where you are very in tune with storms. You might really like storms. Wow. I feel like you've always had a very unique lens that you view the world through. I'm seeing goggles here. Interesting. I'm hearing protect your sight. Like maybe you've had to protect the way you see things, like protect your perspective, but that might resonate with you differently. I'm also seeing a whale immediately. There's this whale energy, and the whale has such a deep frequency. I feel like you are someone who has a lot of layers. It's almost like sky's the limit, but you're also very spiritual. I could see you having some really interesting spiritual dreams, like knowing when things are happening through your dreams. So if that's the case, I really advise you to explore this, because it's very powerful coming through for you right now. It feels like there's a lot of dream energy, like it's almost like you're emitting a frequency wherever you go that's just attracting the right people towards you. I feel like you've always been a very spiritual person, or someone who has just a lot of depth and is able to see things on a deeper level, explore things more deeply. But I also feel like, why am I hearing Rumspringer? It's almost like you've had to take kind of a break from life. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's Amish, but it feels like you've had to kind of go on your own Rumspringer, or maybe that's kind of what you want. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing like a sigh, a deep sense of relaxation, a release. Wow. I feel like you are going to build very solid roots. It's almost like if you've been feeling shaky, or you've been feeling like you don't really know where you stand or how to be stable in life, I'm seeing you building a very solid roots, very solid foundation for yourself. And it feels like everything you've been doing is just like finally falling into place. I see career moves of you wanting to maybe start a career, but I also feel like family. I feel like there are roots coming through for family. Perhaps you are reconnecting with your roots. Some of you maybe found a biological parent that you're trying to connect with. It feels like you're really exploring your heritage, or you're exploring, maybe you're doing a DNA test. I feel like there's this need to know where you come from and build off of that. And I definitely see you celebrating this. I see you celebrating. There is a party. I'm seeing a party, a celebration. You feeling like you have kind of this, finally, this place that you can settle down in. Many of you might feel like you finally found your home, but for some reason I see other people not really agreeing with your decisions for a home. Like maybe they think you should have done something differently. Maybe they just don't fully understand it because it's very eccentric. I'm getting you're kind of an eccentric person, but you own your weirdness. I love this. I see you leading a very exciting life, even in old age. Like, I feel like you're going to have energy that is just going to last you. Wow. I'm seeing like this Disney princess vibe. Like, you know, like when you see this woman who's like talking to birds and talking to butterflies and like living like a fairy tale. It almost feels like interesting. I feel like there's a lot of transformations coming. There's something really magical about you. I see you having like two sides. It's almost like I'm seeing a girl becoming a mermaid. It feels like the Little Mermaid reversed. And what's interesting is mermaids, they have a very unique symbology. And a lot of the time mermaids represent love, beauty, romance. This is definitely giving me like glow up vibes. This also feels like there's this need to like focus a lot on the beauty around you. I feel like you're definitely the kind of person that's like a hopeless romantic. I could see you having rose-tinted goggles or glasses. When you fall in love very deep. It feels like a very deep romantic love, which also means that, you know, I don't know, I just feel like this is a very fairy tale like cup. It looks like you're living in this giant tree trunk, you know. It's almost like And there are butterflies. I'm seeing lots of butterflies. So I don't know if you are spiritually tied to butterflies. Perhaps you were a butterfly in your previous life. But this is very beautiful. Butterflies represent transformation. They represent really being able to spread your wings and move forward. But it's also like connecting with the metamorphosis of life, being able to change and thrive through change. So this could actually reflect also on that chameleon-like nature of being able to adapt in situations where you are feeling very chaotic and messy, but feeling like at home in them, feeling like the world can be on fire, but you are in power. You know, you are thriving. Like, this is definitely going to be a very exciting period of your life. It feels like this is the time when all your fantasies are kind of just like taking center stage and coming true. I see that you are really taking this spiritual energy that you have. I see you being someone who's very clairvoyant. Like, you've always been very in tune and intuitive. I also feel like you naturally have this optimistic outlook on life. Like, you want to believe there's more to people. You want to see the best in people. The V here can represent like a person, but it also can represent victory. You know, it feels like success is right around the corner for you. There is so much happening. Oh my God. I also feel like you are about to manifest some recognition, like people will recognize you for what you're good at, not just like what they've heard about you. It feels like you're going to earn some sort of reputation or recognition. It feels like you're finally going to get rewarded for the things that you have worked so hard for. I just really, really hope that you're able to like keep up this momentum, because, you know, there is going to be a reality check that comes up. But for you, I feel like you'll never really lose that inner child. You're very creative, very imaginative person. And you have this natural gift. You're very gifted. I see you doing music or dancing. There's a lot of like dancing energy. So there's so much celebration going on. Don't drink too much champagne, okay? Because I do feel like sometimes you go a little overboard. There's this need to plunge into something and you have a hard time setting boundaries for yourself. It feels like you can set yourself up for disappointment if you're not careful. And you have to be careful of putting love on a pedestal. It feels like you're constantly having to change your ways and adapt, and you might not mind that. But it also means that you expect a certain thing from love. You have expectations. And while you might preach about unconditional love, it feels like your love is conditional. You know, it does feel like you still have expectations and things that you want in a partner, in a person. But honestly, this is just telling me you're going to live it up. Many of you, I see you buying a house or settling into like a home. For many of you, I also feel like there's this need to explore your personal pleasure. Yeah, it's really exciting. Ooh, I'm just hearing the word experiment. Like you might have to experiment and sample different things, try different things. This is the time to feel like the world is your playground, you know? Play, enjoy yourself, be silly, be hilarious. I'm seeing you have a very good sense of humor. I feel like jokes are coming through. Yep, here's that glow up again, the Empress. There's this divine feminine energy coming through where you feel like you can finally create and slow down and do what you do for fun. Like, instead of working your ass off till you're tired and burnt out, this feels like and enjoyment of life. You know, I feel like there's a lot of things that you thought or people thought would never be possible coming forward for you. Okay, we have the Page of Cups. I love this. This is the inner child. A lot of you also with the Empress can represent the mother, the nurturer, right? We have the Page of Cups, which is the playful, the child, the creative, you know, emotional, sensitive being. So we can have like a mother child relationship. This might be a sign of you giving birth or connecting more deeply with a child. It feels like you might have to take on more of a nurturer role at times, but I feel like you're going to connect more deeply with children. And this just shows me with the Sun reverse that any of the things that you feel are currently blocking you, it's all temporary. It just seems worse than it is. But they're clouds. Clouds are covering up the sun right now, but they will fade. They will move forward. They will no longer be there. This is all temporary. Whatever energies are feeling like they're getting in the way of your happiness and of things, I don't see that lasting very long. I feel like there's this connection with mother, but also with like, you might feel like ancestral wounds coming through, like healing. I'm seeing a lot of healing energy, so on your maternal side. So this could also come back to like reconnecting with the biological parent if it's a mother figure. But I think looking at your mothering wounds and also just like your inner child wounds and healing all that will be very beneficial to you at this time. Really, really play, explore. This is such a beautiful moment. Don't let anyone tell you that, you know, you are being ridiculous or try to downplay you or gaslight you, because I feel like you're not meant to do what everyone else is doing. You're not meant to be this like stagnant adult. You're meant to grow and flow, and it just seems very exciting. I love this. Slow down and celebrate yourself, you know? Feast. You might even want to throw a feast. Like I said, this is the time to celebrate. This is the time to be in your divine feminine. I don't know if you guys can hear the horn outside. I apologize for that. I live in New York, so it's very, very loud outside here. This is your era. I feel like this is also your main character era. Like, be in that main character energy. Let the world revolve around you. I'm going to take that honking as confirmation of this. It feels like the party is just getting started for you. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Remember, you can always book a reading with me on my website, zoethepsychic.com. I offer tea leaf readings and other forms of divination. I will be doing more live readings as well, and I am still working on those astrology videos for those of you who have been watching my astrology content. And I have a lot of really exciting things coming up, so thank you so much for watching. Bye. Welcome if you picked the White Owl and you picked this beautiful cup here, then you're in the right place. Today we're going to do your tea leaf reading. The White Owl is such an interesting card because it's really about someone who can see the outcome of things before they even happen, and they're really good at planning. It also has to do with messages coming through, so we can expect a lot of that in this reading. If you felt really drawn to the White Owl, it is the messenger, and it's a very spiritual card. Whoever gets this card in a reading tends to be someone who's very in tune with the universe, and the universe actively communicates to them. You know, they don't just get a sign here or there, but they get very powerful messages coming through, whether they realize it or not. I feel like you are also feeling kind of tied down something may not be serving you in your life. I'm getting that kind of energy already. Already from the steam, I can tell that this is about letting yourself see without getting stressed out. It's interesting because I'm getting an opposite energy to the first one, the first group. I feel like this is a very like anchored energy. Whereas they were very like free spirits, I'm gonna live my fantasy, but you think ahead. This is someone who's a little more grounded, more calculating. They feel like they need to, when they get information, it allows them to see the future. I feel like information is very important for you. It allows you to make really considerate conditions. This is about making long-term plans, making long-term decisions based on the information that the cup will provide us. So while this slows down and contemplates, I'm going to pull another card. And we'll read some tarot afterwards. Ooh, I'm hearing P, the letter P. This is a time of revelations, of surprises. I feel like there's going to be a lot of new revelations coming through for you. Lots of things you had no idea were happening, but that give you more insight into what your life is going to look like. So let's see what the energy of the mushrooms have. Timing. I love this. I'm actually getting very old soul energy as well. Like this feeling of having past cycles come up. And I feel like experience is a big part of it. Like you have experiences where patterns keep coming up in past lives. And I feel like this is playing into this life as well. And timing is a huge thing. You know, we can't control time, but we also have to remember that time is a man-made, it's something that they created. It's not actually real. It's a construct, you know? And so I feel like for you, this is a time where you're actually kind of figuring out how to go at your own pace, how to actually be okay with you thinking ahead, but also being okay in the present and acknowledging that everything happens for a reason at its own divine timing when it's supposed to. This is also coming up because it's showing me that everything is playing out the way it's supposed to. It feels like your life, the timeline is just going the way it's supposed to. Your path is very aligned right now. I feel like you just know kind of what to expect in the future. So these new revelations are going to be really interesting. Roll these to see if we can see who this reading might resonate more with. Okay. So I'm getting Scorpio, Virgo, Gemini, or Pisces energy. So if that is your sun, moon, or rising sign, so Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. With the 12th house, we have the house of troubles, of shadows. I feel like there's a lot of subconscious energy coming through, things that might be playing out that you, as someone who's usually super aware, isn't really aware of. Like you can get very intense when it comes to the future or planning. It feels like finding balance has never really been your thing. And it's interesting because people might say you're a very balanced person, but I feel like you thrive on the edge of balance. Like you thrive one way or the other. It's interesting. You find your own sense of balance and control. And I think that there are a lot of things that are out of your control, but it's really about being okay with the way they are now, the way that they're flowing. You know, I think that this is a really beautiful time for you to really reflect on what's ahead for you, what's new. The mercurial energy makes me feel like you can get in your head, you know, you can overthink or calculate or overanalyze. It feels like you might have some stress or you get easily stressed because the Mercury represents the nervous system. So we have a lot of like this nervous energy and people are like, how are you so calm? But you're on the inside, you might be like, well, I'm thinking about this thing and that thing and I'm on top of this thing. I feel like you've had to be on top of things for most of your life. Like maybe you felt the need to kind of be very good at time management or very aware of time. You're probably someone who doesn't like to be late or who likes to have a good idea of what's going to happen. And that's why this 12th energy can be scary, this 12th house energy. It just means there's a lot of mysteries coming up, things that might be a little uncomfortable for you, but that doesn't mean that they're not exciting and life-changing, and it's not going to have such a beautiful, positive outcome. Somebody who has been holding on to something, like they've been holding back secrets or they haven't been telling you something, I'm seeing a revelation coming through, something that they're going to say that might surprise you just when you thought you knew them. I also feel like this is a time where you might meet a new stranger, someone who will become a part of your life. I'm seeing you having a really interesting conversation with a stranger. You're not the kind of person who's necessarily good at small talk. I feel like that's not really your cup of tea. Like you don't just want to talk about the weather. You can get pretty deep. And I feel like when you really connect with someone, it means a lot to you, you know? It's been hard for you to connect in the past with certain people because of this. Okay, let's see if we can drink that now without burning my tongue off. I hear whistling. I don't know why, but it feels like someone's whistling. Ooh. I'm actually getting, this is a very like questioning taste. It feels like questions are on the tip of my tongue, but I don't feel like I can ask them. As I sip this, I'm just sensing like this burning desire to know more, to ask questions. I almost feel like I want to interrogate. Like there are a lot of things I want to know, but I'm afraid to ask. So maybe this resonates with you. It's interesting because I feel like you're not necessarily going to be the most outspoken person, like in a room, like personality-wise, but you are someone who really likes deep conversations. You're very thoughtful, and you really do like to listen as well. Interesting. I'm getting some like anxiety, like mental health-wise. So you might be kind of an anxious person, or you might feel right now that you're going through some uncertainty, some unknown. I feel like some traumas that you have buried might be coming up again. And surprisingly, it's not really the type of people right now that can help you, that are close to you. It feels more like they are people that are strangers, people that you've just met. For some reason, it feels like they're more helpful. I just heard the word sexual preference. So maybe some of you are trying to discover your sexuality, or you're kind of experimenting. Right now, it feels like you're onto something. Like there's this feeling of like questions at the tip of my tongue. Questions. I'm hearing ask him. Ask him. Okay. Why did I hear, I don't know, but I heard someone, it was almost like they were falling down a hill. It may feel like you're already thinking of the worst case scenario, is what I'm getting. It feels like you do reminisce about the past a lot, because a lot has happened to you. Your life has been very eventful. I'm seeing like a transformer. People don't understand that you are so multifaceted. Like they seem to have this idea of you. Ooh, I love this. I'm seeing a beetle. Beetles are very interesting omens. And despite what it sounds like, beetles are actually really good luck, guys. You naturally have have a very important destiny. I feel like no matter what, there's a reason you're in this lifetime. There's a reason you're here. You have a higher purpose. Even if you may sometimes struggle with your own spiritual, connection, it feels like you have a very heightened awareness of the world around you. Sounds like the cars are agreeing with me outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but they are honking. And I live in New York where they honk, but they seem to honk at times when they are very in alignment with what I'm saying. So take that for what that means to you. This is feeling like I'm seeing someone has tried to silence you in the past. They tried to cover your mouth. I'm seeing them trying to, this could be metaphorical, like they didn't actually cover your literal mouth, but I'm seeing them trying to muffle you, trying to keep you quiet. Like you felt like you had to shut up or you had to be quiet. Interesting. I'm seeing a huge transformation for you. Interesting. I'm also seeing like candy, a candy wrapper. Ooh, I just got a shiver. It feels like this is not a time for you to like take things for granted. I feel like the universe is definitely sending you a lot of information. Interesting. Keep an eye out for candy, like someone offering you candy or seeing candy wrappers. It feels like this is definitely a sign you need to look out for. I'm seeing someone in your life playing a lot of video games. And this is someone you care about a lot. It's interesting because I feel like you have some kind of agreement with them. And for some reason you feel like they're not holding on to that agreement. But let me tell you, like, this agreement at the end of the day isn't that important. I know it feels important, but you can't rely on that to decide whether you can trust this person or not. Ooh, I'm seeing you needing to treat your physical health better. Like maybe you have been not taking care of your body or your physique. Like maybe you're feeling like you can't fully, like you're not exercising or you don't have enough energy to do something. It feels like you should get more in shape, or you've been wanting to be kinder to yourself. Your body is a temple. There is this hunger for more. I feel like you're someone who likes to devour information. I'm seeing devour because it's like you might be the kind of person who likes to go to the library or read a lot of books or consume a lot of things. Like you like to have all the facts before you're able to like actually give in, before you're able to make a decision. It feels like you have to have all the facts. You have to know everything you possibly can about it. But it always feels like something's missing in your life. Like there's this hunger. And it might feel like you're not good enough, but let me tell you, you are good enough. Ooh, I'm seeing a wishbone. That's a very good sign. It means that wishes are coming true. Luck is on your side. I feel like you're getting the long end of the stick. You're not getting the short end of the stick. I do wonder where this pirate energy keeps coming from. I don't know if you were a pirate for Halloween or if you've been watching a lot of pirate stuff, but this feels very like, I see you like on a boat, like sailing. This could be that you literally sail, but it also could be like sailing to new territory, you know, discovering new parts of yourself. I feel like people in the past may have underestimated you, but now it's almost like you know that you have learned so much based on experience, and it's almost like a superpower. I actually see you gaining success later on in your life as well. It's almost like a different chapter will open up for you, like a new door will open up. And I'm seeing like at the end of your life, you know, when other people may be retired or just like doing nothing, I feel like everything you've been planning for, I feel like it's going to pay off. So if you feel like right now your life is not where you want it to be, just keep that in mind, that like you have your success isn't all going to happen right now. Sure, things will happen right now, but not everything. You're going to have so much to look forward to. Why do I keep seeing like a toucan? That's interesting. It's like a tropical bird. You know, parrots live to be they live a really long time. I don't know how old they get, but I know that they can live for a very long time. And I feel like that's kind of what the energy I'm getting is that you will have such a long life, but like full of different things. And I feel like because you've spent so much time planning or worrying about things that a lot of people don't tend to worry about or plan about, it's going to actually pay off. That doesn't mean you should, just worry all the time, okay? But it means that embrace your flaws. Like, it's not even a flaw, If people are telling you to just chill out, just remember this reading, because you are really unique and special. And everything that you're dealing with or struggling with mentally is actually part of some of the best parts of your future. You are not hopeless. You are enough. It may feel like you can't be satiated, like you get into relationships or work situations and it feels like you just cannot be satiated. Sorry, I just realized I've been going off the screen. You cannot be satiated, I'm seeing like a legacy, you leaving a legacy. All your long-term plans really falling into place and working out. I feel like the door is open. It's like more people are coming into your life. I'm seeing like new people that you feel like maybe you have to... I'm getting the energy that you might be like the parent friend. You know how we all have different roles in our friend groups, and you might be the one who often is mature and takes care of other friends. Like you find yourself being more of like the mom of your friend group, of taking care of your friends who are a little more immature than you. It feels like you have just such a lot of wisdom to offer. People naturally feel kind of like they can flock to you. You probably act a lot older than you actually are. Yeah, so this is really interesting. Let's see what we have to offer with the tarot cards. Everything comes to an end. I'm seeing a lot of things that you thought were going to be like something you would do for the rest of your life ending. Interesting. Okay, we have the King of Swords reversed. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, the Five of Swords reversed. I'm hearing that this person wants you to fail. I'm seeing someone that you, like a controlling person. This person you may have thought that they were like grounding you or keeping you at peace. It feels like they have a very like calming energy, but it turned out to be very suppressing, like suffocating. It feels like this person is coming into your life and they have like all these rules or expectations, and it just feels like they're very heavy, like they're weighing on you. And they're not acknowledging all the effort that you've been putting into things. They don't understand that you need time to plan. You need time to do these things. I feel like you are somebody who has a lot of control of your own. And it's like this person feels like they need to have a say or they know better. There's just certain arrogance with them. And I'm seeing them wanting to apologize to you, wanting to get in touch with you, but I feel like they just don't, they just don't do it. They are feeling like they have a lot of pride, and I feel like they just don't want to apologize, even though they've been thinking about it. And it feels like things are not progressing. It feels like things are kind of going backwards almost. This Seven of Pentacles reversed, it's like the opposite of growth. It feels like regression, like things are just shriveling back. Like, it's what you thought once was going to help you. It's almost difficult to trust your own choices in your own self, because this is a decision that you did make carefully, you know? So it feels like at times you might not be able to trust your own intuition, but you have to let that idea go. You were meant to meet this person in order to really learn this lesson in your life. I'm also getting that this could be just a feeling of needing to be in control, kind of becoming unlikable to other people because you want to hold on so tight and be in control, and actually realizing that that wasn't actually getting you anywhere. So that might resonate with some people as well. I'm hearing it's not my call. You kind of let them make up their mind about you, and then, you know, you kind of just let it go on. Interesting. 5 of Swords reverse is really telling me like this person has some regrets. I feel like there was some conflict that you got into with them. I'm seeing them really wishing they hadn't said what they said, or wishing they could have gone back in time. It feels very relentless, like it feels very intense. I think sometimes when you feel like things aren't going your way, or when people feel like things aren't going their way, they can get controlling. Like they want to hold on tighter. They try to make it work even more, but you can't force it, you know? And this shows me that this person has a lot to do, a long way to go. They clearly don't understand you as a person. And if this does represent you, then this is a sign that this is about coming back to yourself, forgiving yourself, sitting with yourself and saying like, I forgive you. I clearly was taking on way too much. I felt the need to control things. I felt the need to dig my claws in. Now I'm going to release this energy. I love this. Protest. Start a revolution. You don't have to be under anyone's control. You don't have to let yourself, you know, feel like you are worthless, feel like you're not good enough for anybody, because you are. All these things that people have maybe criticized you about, or this person has criticized you about, it feels like this is the time where you need to just embrace them. Like, yeah, so what? So what? I like to make my plans. So what? I like to, you know things. So what? You know, like, it just feels like you couldn't be that person for them. Well, this is the time for you to stand up for yourself and just be like, fuck everyone. This is my life. I'm manifesting great things for myself. I have the ability to have these powerful messages come through. This is my time to shine. And just because not everything is happening for me right now the way I want it to, doesn't mean that it's not going to. So they can suck it, honestly. Like, just suck it. This is the time for you to release that energy. Channel it. Channel all of that power that you have, because you are so powerful. There's so much good that awaits you. The universe has so many exciting messages and guidance for you. Yay, well that was fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy your day. Bye-bye.